guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you guys here. So today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading, and this pick a card reading is very special to my heart. The reason being that the day that I'm shooting this video is on the new moon in Aquarius, which is happening on the 21st of January 2023. All right, so I feel like this is special personally for me because I'm an Aquarius rising, so this is happening for me in my first house, and so yeah, this is me channeling my inner weirdo in terms of the topic that I'm about to reveal to you. The topic for this pick a card reading is how can you channel your inner weirdo and be your unique self, be your original self, and how can you release the fear of being judged. Okay, so this is the topic that was coming up in my mind. This is something that I wanted to channel for you guys today, all right, because this is the new moon, in which we can channel our inner weirdos and get in touch with our inner weirdos in a way that we haven't before. I feel like we as a society, we believe in trying to fit in to a crowd, and trying to fit into the trends, and trying to fit into every mold that the society has created for us. But in turn, we let go of our uniqueness, we let go of our individuality. So I feel like this reading should be focused on how can you release the fear of being judged, and how can you tap into your inner weirdo and let it shine. All right, my loves, so you will see 3 images on the screen, pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. So you can choose based on the images that are pulling you. You can choose more than one pile. It's not compulsory that you just have to go with one pile. Just take your time, take some deep breaths, and try to channel which one is pulling you towards it, and choose that image to tap into your reading and tap into your inner weirdo. All right, my loves, so let's see what's coming up for you guys. All right, so for my pile 1, for those of you who chose the first image that was shown on the screen, let's tap into it. How can you channel your inner weirdo? How can you channel your inner weirdo? That part of you that actually does not like to conform to the trends, to the social norms, that inner rebel in you. Let's tap into it. How can you tap into your inner weirdo? All right. Let's see. How can pile 1 tap into their inner weirdo spirit? Pile 1. How can pile 1 tap into their inner weirdo? All right. Wow. Okay. So we have the Mother card. All right. But the Mother card is in reverse for you guys. Okay. Very interesting, my loves. Pile 1. So let me get all the cards out. Don't worry, I'll fast forward this part so that you don't have to wait around. So we have the second card is strategy. Okay, let's get the third card for your pile. Pile 1. How can pile 1 channel their inner weirdo, and how can they let go of their fear of being liked? All right, we have easy does it. All right, let's see. How can pile 1 tap into their inner weirdo? Let's get all the cards out for you guys. Wow, okay. We have Aries, fire starter. Oh my goodness, that is hot. All right, so pile 1, for those of you who chose pile 1, let's dive into your reading now. So what am I getting with this pile? First of all, I feel like pile 1, your energy towards people, towards society, towards life in general is something that is very caring. Okay, so you are a person who is you really care for a person. It could be your family member, it could be your friend, it could be your partner in a relationship. I feel like in every way you are somebody who's very caring, very nurturing, very giving, very loving. You are that motherly type. I'm not saying that if you're a man that you behave like a woman. I don't mean that. I mean to say that if you are a masculine, you could have certain qualities that are caring, nurturing towards another person, sensitive, and emotionally mature in terms of handling emotionally charged situations and things like that. I'm getting that King of Cups energy for some of you. Like there's this emotional mastery to you, right? And I feel like sometimes because you are like that, you could be coming across as a people pleaser, somebody who likes to please everyone, someone who likes to keep everyone happy. You don't want anybody to complain about you. You don't want anybody to feel bad, because there could be a sense of a responsibility and accountability you take in terms of being really empathetic. Like you really can put yourself in other people's shoes and make sure that they are comfortable and they are taken care of and all of that, right? So I do see your energy here, pile 1. I mean, for sure. Now, what is Spirit asking you to do in order to channel your inner weirdo? I feel like for you to tap into your inner weirdo, you have to stop caring as much as you do. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean to say that you're somebody who is so nurturing and caring that at times, definitely people take advantage of that nature that you have. But there's this aspect within you which is hiding, like deep inside you, this inner weirdo, who loves to be bold, who loves to be confident, who loves to be somebody who is active, who is a self-starter, who doesn't wait around for other people to accept them, but who creates the trends, who trailblazes. You are somebody who actually can turn, any kind of situation that is very dull or boring into something that is fun and exciting and passionate. You have those qualities of transmuting any sort of negativity into positivity. So that is the energy that I'm seeing for you in terms of you channeling your inner weirdo. I feel like you are someone who can tap into your daring energy. You are somebody who actually internally loves to take risks, but because you are that kind of a people pleasing person, that quality of yours is being shut down. It's being affected, it's being drained, or it's just being avoided or neglected. You're just avoiding this inner weirdo side of you, and that's because of fear of being judged, fear of being too bold, too daring, too active. Maybe people might think you're too fierce or too assertive, and I think that's why you have shut down that aspect within you that is fiery, that is someone who is optimistic, who is exhilarating. You are somebody who actually wants to be on a mission. You love to be strategic. You love to solve puzzles. You love to be the person who is leading a team. You don't like being a follower actually, but it's because of certain challenges that you went through, maybe in your past relationships, or even in your upbringing as a child. I feel like all parts of you that were weird, all parts of you that were original, all parts of you that were authentic and very, very different, like those parts of you were shunned, those parts of you were rejected, to the point that you stopped accepting yourself for that side of you, for that aspect of you, and you didn't approve of yourself in that way because of other people, right? So I feel like this is a time for you to step into this bossy energy, into somebody who can boss other people around, into somebody who can be the boss of their life and not work under anybody. I feel like this is your inner weirdo. This is somebody within you. This is that aspect within you is what I mean. which wants to be seen, which wants to be known, which wants to be exciting and thrill-seeking, you know. And this is the aspect of you that is also quite sparkly, quite courageous, and also selfish at times, but macho and impulsive, argumentative, and competitive, right? So these are the aspects of you that literally you have shunned. I think you have definitely suppressed it, and somewhere I feel like you always are hard on yourself in that way. Like, you have certain beliefs that you were brought up with, which says that, you know, you can't be somebody that is too outgoing, because then people might think you're promiscuous, or people, so there could be some very limiting beliefs that could have made you shut down. I feel like if you're a masculine, you could have grown up around the kind of parents who are, you know, very hard on you, like very critical of you, very judgy of you, and this could have made you believe that, you know, you should always be careful of how you're coming across, and you should always fit in, right? In order to make that big money, you have to study, you have to do this, you have to go by the rules, you cannot innovate, because if you innovate, that's a big risk, and you don't know if it's going to work or not. So I feel like there's a lot of fears that has been instilled in you that has hid this part of your character, the fire starter in you. It has literally watered the fire starter in you, like it has watered it down, right? So which is why I feel like you always are somebody that wants to get along, that, you know, always is the easy person in the group, is always the person who is available for any kind of mishaps, and always there to nurture and to give to other people. But now is the time to make a change, like make a strategy on how it is that you can note down these qualities within yourself that you have kind of shunned down, right? Because with the strategy card here, there's like a feather with the book behind it. So I feel like this is a time for you to be strategic about how it is that you can channel this inner weirdo and let it out, and write down certain qualities about, like, what all do you see within yourself that you have actually rejected because of society, because of your friend group, because of your family. What made you that black sheep within the family? What made you that different one, that unique one within your family? And I think according to this spread, this just tells me that you have become somebody who has always wanted to keep others happy and sacrifice yourself in the process, or make others feel wanted and feel a lack of self-love yourself. Like, there's been a lot of sacrifices in those terms, and now is the time to change that, you know. And now is the time to use your head over your heart and understand that Aries literally rules the head. You know, this talks about you being bold, being confident, being courageous in who you are. If you're a woman, I feel like you are somebody who was taught to be traditional, taught to be somebody who's motherly, who's always feminine, who's caring. But you also have that masculine side within you that you need to balance out in terms of being that bold person, being that fire starter, right? Being the firecracker, literally. But maybe some people thought you were too loud when you were a child, so they always shouted at you, or, you know, kept your voice down in some way, or monitored you, or, you know, restricted you in some way. And I feel like now is the time to unleash yourself, truly, right, pile one? So here also with the easy does it card, it says slow and steady wins the race. So yeah, I think this is what you've been taught, that, you know, you constantly have to wait around for things, and that you can't have things according to your will, that you have to follow the footsteps, you have to follow the culture, you have to follow the tradition. And I think that has programmed you to be slow and steady, and always think that is the only pace that will help you win the race. Whereas Aries is all about being the first, you know, speeding, daring, being confident. And I'm not saying that you need to take those kind of bold risks where you're just going out and you know, trying extreme sports, and maybe that is also a part of your inner weirdo. Maybe you love that, but you have shunned that aspect. But what I mean to say is that it's time for you to understand that you have been taught a certain way, which is a part of the tradition, which is a part of the culture that has always been there, but there is a part of you that wants to express its individuality and originality, right? Because we are channeling it also during this Aquarius new moon, right? So the energy is very potent right now when I'm recording this, and I feel like this is a time for you to channel this energy from within you, right? And I think it's always been that you've never wanted to rush anything. You've always wanted to be patient, and you've always wanted to pay attention to every detail, and you've always wanted to have a certain plan in mind, and you've always wanted to go according to a certain way that is already done. And Spirit is saying that you have that trailblazer energy to literally swim in the opposite direction, to walk in the opposite direction, and to create this fire that literally makes trends, that literally creates that level of innovation that you're looking for, that level of revolution that you're looking for in your life, right? So yeah, I do see that this is a time for you to get out of that mindset where you constantly have to follow a certain norm, and break out of all of that and unleash yourself truly. Pile 1. Alright, my loves, so this is what I have for you for my pile 1s. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm keeping this short and sweet. If you guys resonated with this message, let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you would like to book a private reading with me, the description box has all the details about it, including my PayPal information for donation if you're feeling extra generous, as well as my Amazon wish list for my tarot decks and oracle decks that you can gift me for this channel. Alright, my loves, so thank you so much and peace. Alright, so for my pile 2, for those of you who chose pile 2 from the images that were shown, let's dive into your reading, my loves. So how can you channel your inner weirdo and avoid the fear of being judged? Release the fear of being judged by people, right? So I feel like pile 2, you are someone who has grown up in the kind of upbringing or in the kind of household where it was not allowed for you to express that you should ask for help from anybody. I feel like you could not rely on even the people that are closest to you in terms of asking them for help, asking them for assistance. I feel like you had to be the strong one. You had to be the person who grew up early in your childhood. Maybe you had a lot of responsibilities as a child, in terms of handling certain things in your house, or maybe even taking care of your parents because your parents were not balanced in some way. So I feel like you guys have grown up very, very early in terms of maturing and understanding certain things about life, and that did make you a bit tough on yourself in terms of how you see yourself, how you see the world, and you have focused a lot on how this upbringing has shaped you, and it has definitely made you strong in terms of knowing that you are strong enough to handle things by yourself, that you don't have to rely on anybody for answers but yourself. I feel like that helped you in your development as an individual, but I do feel like that is still limiting you in terms of you knowing that there are people who love you, who accept you, who can cherish you. I feel like pile 2, you are somebody who is in dire need of a soul family, someone who is just like you, just like the inner weirdo within you. And I feel like your inner weirdo is somebody who is definitely a person who would even want to help someone that has done you wrong. That part of you that has been shunned. It's that inner weirdo in you that wants to give to people who basically have not received in an appropriate way, or people who have been shunned, who have been neglected. I feel like you make those kind of people feel special. You make the weirdos feel special in their own way, because you have that self-love quality within that inner weirdo, which helps you help those that you would actually ignore. So I feel like you could have been a part of community which was quite toxic in terms of even through your upbringing. It could be the family that was toxic, or even in your friend group. I'm seeing the same thing. So I feel like you stopped thinking that anybody else could help you, and you solely relied on yourself. And that is a great quality to have, but it's important for you to know that there are certain beliefs and mindsets that we carry forward for a lifetime, and that at times could self-sabotage our future into us limiting ourselves in terms of who we truly can be and what reality we can draw to ourselves, right? So I feel like for you, 𝗵𝗨, it's important for you to channel that capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. I think that is the inner weirdo in you that wants to shine by doing this, by actually helping and asking for help, knowing the balance between both. Because I think you have a very, very strong persona in front of the world, but at times the strongest people need a community, need a support system, need a soul family that is backing them up, that is encouraging them, that is supporting them. And I feel like whatever you have made until now, 𝗵𝗨, you have done it by yourself. You have always been self-motivated, self-driven, and I applaud you for your strength. I applaud you because your ancestors are coming here to tell you that that we could not do what you did, 𝗵𝗨, and they are congratulating you for that level of strength that you have developed. But they are also asking you to heal your roots in terms of somewhere not showing people that you ever need them, because that can make you feel really lonely, that can make you feel left out. And instead of channeling that energy in that way, you could rather channel it in a way where you finally understand that there are other people who have had to be as strong as you. There are other people who have had to put a poker face on and mature as early as you, and they have had to go through their own battles and challenges to form that individual self, to form that eccentric and weird self as well, right? So that is your soul family, and I think it's important for you to know that you can ask them for help. You can ask your spirit guides for help. You can ask the universe for help, because you are meant to help all these things in return. You're meant to give back to this in return, and that is literally your inner weirdo. It's like itching to do this. It's itching to know when will you get out of this mindset of always thinking that you are limited to a certain form of company, and maybe at times you feel lonely and like a lone wolf, and that nobody understands you. But that's because you're not allowing other people to enter your sacred space. You're not letting other people enter a part of you that is authentic. I think some of you have definitely suppressed your authenticity in order to fit in. I feel like that is also true, because you had to put on that poker face. You had to follow that tradition. You had to follow a certain way of doing things due to your maturity at an early age, right? But Spirit is asking you to be a child again. Spirit is asking you to let that inner child out. Spirit is asking you to understand where the people that you actually ignore are coming from. Like, understand the depth of them, because your inner weirdo is really curious about what makes people different, what makes people unique. And I think you are meant to channel that. You're meant to be friends with very eccentric people and unique people who have had experiences, where they have had to be the mature one, where they have had to grow up very early, right? So I feel like there is a soul group waiting for you. They are asking for your help to reach out to them, maybe through meditation, maybe through raising your vibration, raising your frequency, to not feel like you are left out, to not feel like you are the black sheep, to not feel like you are the odd one out because of a lack of support that you got from your friends in the past, because of a lack of support you got from your parents in the past, right? You don't have to project that trauma onto the world, onto the people. And somewhere it's like you are hurting yourself in the process of being alone, because somewhere deep down that you don't really enjoy it anymore. You don't really enjoy that solitude anymore. Like, you really want to come out there and connect. So it's time for you to ask for help. If there is something that is drowning you, if there is something that is making you feel trapped, it's something that's making you feel triggered in some way, and it's been a long time that you've been working on this aspect, but it's just getting stronger and stronger, then it's time for you to get out there, to ask for help, to go back to your roots in terms of healing this particular issue that is running in your bloodline. And I think your ancestors are asking you to do this. Your ancestors are asking you to break this generational curse, right? And this inner weirdo, and you tapping into this part of you which wants to actually be curious about everything that you shun or ignore or suppress. When you face all of these aspects of yourself, I feel like you will step into your true power, pile 2. I really do. I really, really, really do. All right. So let me read this particular card for you, the community in reverse. I really want to read it. So just give me a moment. Let's see. All right. So here it says that this card indicates feelings of isolation. Oh my God, that's exactly what I channeled. And perhaps loneliness. There may have been a recent disconnect with old associations or even a dissolution of some wider partnership. This may result in feelings of loss and grief, but take heart. It is often the case that as you shift your energy into a higher vibration, you may find that you no longer resonate with old acquaintances the way you used to. If that is the case, it may be time to move on to more resonant associations. What was I telling you about the soul group? Yes. Let yourself network in ways that reflect your higher intentions. Meditation groups, classes, book clubs, and are all the places you may meet new acquaintances that are in closer harmony to you. You needn't allow your isolation to continue. It may take some conscious effort on your part, but now is the time to reconnect, network, and gain the sense of support that you're looking for. Right, my loves? So I think that wraps up the whole reading in such a beautiful way. We have dived into your roots and brought out that inner weirdo that needs to shine, that needs to come out. And this Aquarius new moon is helping us channel into this so beautifully. So thank you so much, my loves, for tuning into my channel, tuning into this pile. I really, really appreciate you. If you guys resonate with this reading, let me know in the comments down below. I would really appreciate it if you share your experiences with me, because I get to be in touch with you, and that also eases my isolation just like yours, right? High five with that. I have also been quite isolated, so I relate with your pile so much, my loves. All right, so let me know how your experience has been and how you're going to channel this and get out of this in the most beautiful way possible. All right, my loves. Also, if you would like to book a private reading with me, check out the description box below where all the details are given, including my Amazon wish list for my tarot decks and oracle decks that you can gift me, as well as the PayPal donation link in case you're feeling extra generous. All right, my love. So thank you so much and peace. All right, so for my pile 3, for those of you who chose pile 3, the third image of the whole particular pickup card image, right? Let's dive into your reading, my loves. All right. So the first card out for you is Mediator in reverse. The second card for you is Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. The third card for you is Student. And the fourth card for you is Opportunity. Okay. Now, what am I getting with this pile 3? I feel like you guys, for you to channel your inner weirdo, I think I'm about to roast you guys a little bit. I apologize, but I feel like pile 3, you are the kind of people who enjoy to keep harmony in situations. I feel like you are the kind of person who has a gift for negotiating certain fairness and strategy in any particular given situation, right? For example, if there's a lot of problematic situations going on around you, you are someone who will calm things down. You're somebody that will harmonize the situation, be it in your personal or your professional life. I feel like you always see both sides of the argument. You always understand both sides of the situation and try to bring things into balance, try to bring things into harmony. I think you are that kind of a person. But, according to what the cards I'm seeing for you guys, I feel like this is a time for you to understand how it is that you can look into places that people have not looked before. See things that haven't been seen before, right? I feel like this is a time for you to be that student instead of that teacher. Be the person who is learning instead of being the person who's constantly teaching and constantly preaching or constantly knowing it all. Okay, I feel like pile 3, you are the kind of people who really like to dig deep. You are the kind of people who like to read. You are the kind of people who like to understand a particular subject. But I feel due to your ability to always see both sides of the situation, at times you forget that there is an individual self that you can express by not just thinking that you know a lot, but to actually unlearn certain things and to look into places that have never been looked at before, right? And find opportunities in those places, find healing in those places, find happiness in those places where it could never be found. I feel like you are the kind of people who actually can dig so deep into yourself that you channel that inner weirdo, and you understand that at times you need to have certain detective eyes in order to dive deep into a particular situation or a particular problem, whatever it may be. I feel like you have the quality in you to completely let go of this idea that you always have to be the balanced one. You always have to be the person who has to know certain things. I think you also could have grown up around the kind of people who always want to show that they are happy, that they are doing well, even though they aren't, or they put on a facade of everything is fine, even though it isn't. And I think that has been normalized for you to the point where you forgot that that you can have your own, set of beliefs, that you can have your own way of living, that you can have your own, your own ideas about life, and that it doesn't have to be threatened due to your authenticity and due to you being yourself. I feel like there have been people around you who have stopped you from being yourself, from actually studying yourself. They have always wanted you to be a student and to study about things that will make you rich, things that will make you grow, things that will make you, earn money and things like that. But I feel like it's time for you to turn that studious energy of wanting to know it all in terms of the normal practical world and the normal practical things a bit aside, and start researching about opportunities that are very weird, that are very different, where you will not find opportunities. Try to look for difficult situations that create legends, and study their lives and study how they molded themselves in their originality to be who they are today. I feel like because of you being such a great mediator, such a great harmonizer and a balancer, and somebody who is well educated or well knowledgeable, it has made you kind of dull and boring to the to that aspect of you, to that inner weirdo in you that wants to unleash that opportunistic side, which can dig deep into things that have never been explored before, and to normalize them and to make them as trends, or to find things that have never been discovered before. You have those eyes to do that. You have the capacity to be able to dig really deep into anything that you put your mind into, pile 3. So I feel like seriously, fuck mediation is what I'm hearing. Just let that shit go. Let that side of you that always wants to balance and always wants to be the person who saves the day and always wants to be the person who creates certain, healing and happiness for others in order to enjoy that harmonious situation, whereas you are killing yourself on the inside, and you don't even enjoy those conversations because they are so small-minded, and they are so you are a very deep person, pile 3. And how you stop yourself from really, really excelling in life by accepting your inner weirdo and channeling that is because you try to fit in by doing what everybody else is doing, like studying books and knowing knowledge that is very logical, that is very practical, that is matter of fact, and I understand the importance of those things. I understand that those things are needed today in order to be successful, but I feel like you have the knack, you have the capacity to research things that have not been discovered before. Like, that's what I'm hearing. And that's because you see opportunities where there are none. That's what I'm feeling here. You know how to collaborate certain ideas together that have never been matched before, is what I'm hearing. Like, two opposite things and matching them in order to align them together and put them in a box and create a completely new concept. So I feel like these are the capacities of your mind. I feel like you have a genius within you. I literally do, 𝗵𝘃𝗲. Which is why I said, like, I wanted to roast you for being a know-it-all in terms of logic and in terms of the kind of research that you do in normal things and in the worldly things, whereas you can actually study things that are beyond normal, that are beyond science, that are beyond, like, the certain mysteries that we know of. Like, you can dive deep into those things and understand the nooks and crannies of those things. So yeah, I actually couldn't roast you. Like, I think your energy also intimidated me a little bit to even get ahead, like, go ahead and roast you, right? Because I feel like your energy would put me in my place in terms of being that person who doesn't want to be a mediator anymore because of constantly saying yes, constantly wanting harmony, constantly wanting the other person to feel like they are in harmony, so that sometimes you'll have to sacrifice your own peace of mind and your own happiness for other people's personal happiness and healing, right? And now with this reading, I feel your energy rising up and meeting me and telling me that, okay, since you have unlocked this door for me, now I'm good to go. All right, and one more thing, 𝗵𝘃𝗲. I feel like you are someone who is, you follow things by the book. You do things by the way they have been done, right? And I feel like with this student card also, it says here, you could be in school to pursue higher education or work for a school district, right? So you could be currently in school, or you could be pursuing higher education, and you could be doing things the way that it has been done. Although I feel like there's this rebellious side to you that wants to study things that haven't been studied before. I feel like you want to teach yourself how to succeed in terms of those opportunities more, rather than tapping into opportunities that have already been tapped into. I feel like you have the psychic power to channel, like, higher things from higher existences into this existence. That's what I'm feeling. Okay, so you guys have the power to, like, tap into the mind of the author who has written the book and kind of have a conversation, so that you don't have to go through those lessons, so that you don't have to experience those experiences. Like, this is the power that I'm tapping into. That's why I was telling you that I definitely felt a bit intimidated by your energy, because you have the power to do that. Literally, that's your inner weirdo. Like, that inner weirdo that can explore things very quickly, which is why there's this know-it-all energy to you. But, like, you don't realize it. Maybe people have told you at times, but that, like, put that know-it-all energy to use by looking for opportunities where there aren't any. That's what I'm getting. Like, that's your hint. So I think that's all I'm allowed to tell you. But let me know in the comments, like, how you feel about this. All right. Okay, so 𝗵𝘃𝗲, you guys are magic. You guys are genius. I feel like I really wanted to roast you, but I couldn't. And I actually am calling you a genius, because you truly are. This is that untapped opportunist in you that can look for things that haven't been discovered before. And this is that inner weirdo in you. And at times, the fears you could have is that whatever I discover, whatever I dive into, it could be very different, to the point that people would not understand me. People would think I'm crazy. People would think I'm abnormal. People would think I'm mad. But let those inhibitions go. That is what your inner weirdo wants to tell you today. Okay, be a student of life. Don't be a know-it-all. Try to understand that you have to let go of that energy of constantly being the person who is, having the gift of negotiation. Sometimes you have to look for the opportunity and seize it when you get it, and those opportunities for you are coming uniquely once you let go of the energy of thinking that you know it all and that there's nothing more to learn in this world, because that's when you will learn another lesson of humbling and realize that your inner weirdo really shines when it is humbled and when it is challenged and when it is threatened. That is that raw power in you that wants to be ignited, right? Okay, so I tapped into that deep part of you. I feel like I tapped into your shadow in some way. I did a little bit, okay, and I understand and I enjoy that, okay? As an empath, sometimes I do get into people's shadows, so I really, really appreciate you letting me read for you, pile 3. Your pile has been, like, I think, the most powerful one, I feel like. Not to compare, but I feel like you guys really pulled me into your reading today, okay? So letting you know that. But let me know if you chose this pile. I really want to know if you did. I really want to know if you resonated with this message and if you got something out of it. I would appreciate you letting me know, as it helps me connect with you even better. And if you would like to book a private reading with me, check out the description box below, where the link of tarot booking form is given, as well as my PayPal donation link and my Amazon wishlist links for donating tarot decks, in case you're feeling extra generous, my loves. All right, so thank you so much, pile 3. I love you all, and seriously though, let me know, okay? All right, take care, peace. All right, my loves, for those of you who chose pile 4 as how to tap into your inner weirdo and release the fear of being judged, okay? All right, so pile 4, let's get down to business. I feel like, pile 4, you are someone who is, I can say you have this aspect of you which is quite angelic. You are someone who is, you are very friendly with animals, in terms of like, every time you walk into a room where there are animals, or there are pets that people have in their own houses, and you enter that house, I feel like the animals gravitate to you. The kind of energy, the aura that you have, I feel like you have the power to communicate with nature spirits. You are also a person that loves to be in nature, that loves to that loves to be an angelic presence in the world in some way, like always have this aspect to you which is loving and full of light and full of inspiration, full of motivation and freshness and all of that. I feel like pile 4, that is your energy in the constant. I feel like you're always trying to be the person who is a friend to another person, who's always having a very deep understanding of what the other person is going through, right? I feel like you're someone who's also connected to spirit very closely, right? Now there could be one aspect to you which is this way, right? But there's this whole other aspect to you, and let me tell you what that is. Because pile 4, I feel like you're someone who seems very, very innocent in one polarity, right? One side of you, one aspect of you is very, very innocent. It's very naive at times. It's very gullible at times, or at times you could not be able to discern easily what's going on or what's not. You're someone who's very, very closely connected to spirit, so at times your sensitive energy can make you a little gullible, or wear certain rose-tinted glasses about certain situations. But let's tap into your inner weirdo, which wants to be expressed, which wants to be channeled, because that part of you is extremely unethical. Okay, it's the part of you that has unethical behavior, which actually can lead to serious consequences. But that is why you control that aspect of yourself. That is why you have rejected that inner weirdo in you, because it's quite unethical, the kind of ways that your mind works when it has to do certain things in a certain way, right? I feel like this unethical aspect of you has been shunned, has been rejected, due to you growing up around people who did not trust themselves, okay? And because of them not trusting themselves, I feel like they tended to abuse other people, okay? You could have been around, you could have grown up around an abusive environment in some way, so you felt like, that unethical things and unethical situations and unethical people are people that you don't like, and that's when you rejected an aspect within yourself that you didn't like about yourself. Wow. We're going deep with this pile here, pile 4. Okay, so there's this two sides to you, pile 4. One side of you is the side of you that you show the world, the side of you that is conventional, the side of you that is accepted by society, by people. But today, on this new moon in Aquarius, when I'm channeling this beautiful reading for you, which is timeless, I feel like you have this other side of you that you are meeting today, or you are invited to meet today, which is unethical, which doesn't like to do things the way that are done. I feel like there are times when there is unfairness in the world, and that's when we get to see like that side to you inside your head, where you think of the worst ways to torture the person who harmed an innocent person. Like, I feel like the dark side in you, that is like literally your inner weirdo. Your shadow is literally your inner weirdo, in terms of at times you think of elaborate ways of like stealing or lying in order to gain favors and destroy that person who actually took advantage of a harmless innocent person or a harmless innocent animal. Like, there's that unethical side to you, that avenging angel side to you that wakes up, pile 4. Come through, pile 4. Yes. And you are the seer with the Sagittarius card. That sign itself means I see, okay? So you see through people, you see through things, to the point that you can make certain plans and certain grand, tricks and strategies in your head in order to literally get over on people that have tried to destroy your self-esteem, tried to destroy your potential, tried to destroy your originality, tried to shun you down, tried to corner you in any way, shape, or form, right? But there's this side of you which is, someone who's enthusiastic, someone who's philosophical, someone who loves to be independent, someone who loves to be generous, ethical, and seeking, and happy-go-lucky and adventurous. But I feel like you have shunned these aspects of yourself. You have shut down this part of yourself that wants to be independent, that wants to travel, that wants to see the world, that wants to explore different cultures, that wants to see the unethical from the ethical and realize and make a judgment call based on what is right and what is wrong. I feel like you have enmeshed yourself in the rights and wrongs of the world in such a deep way that you have forgotten that there's this aspect of you that can wreak havoc in people's lives, that are actually trying you, that are actually trying to shun you in some way or abuse their power in your life in some way. I feel like you have the power to destroy them because you have spirit on your side. You have the protection of your angels, of your ancestors, of your guides on your side, at times to also tap into that dark side of you, at times in order to tap into that side so you can explore it with the Sagittarius card. Tapping and exploring into your dark side is something that your inner weirdo wants to unleash into its life for you to travel in your mind, and be enthusiastic towards this new chapter of your life where you are adventurous, where you are happy to take risks, where you are honest with yourself and others, not only because you want to show that authentic side of yourself to the world, and accept that you have this unethical side within you that wants to be explored, not on others to harm others, but to explore yourself on the inside and go deep and understand, like, how can you use those powers to actually help people, or to actually assist people, or to actually guide people. I feel like there's this part of you that can do that. Be adventurous into your unethical side and actually tap into that to help people and heal people, and understand the unethical side of spirituality as well, or unethical spiritual people, or people who abuse spirituality, and what are their tricks and trades. I feel like some of you could benefit from the left hand path, or just reading and understanding what that means. What is the right hand path, what is the left hand path, and what is the middle path? That is something that I'm hearing for you guys. Those who know will know, those who don't can research about it, right? But I feel like this is a time for you to understand that you are actually unbridled, that you love to take risks, that you probably wanted to have a tattoo for a very long time, but because you are someone who is, innocent and kind of stuck in a time loop of the past, that you're not able to accept the side of you which is rebellious, which wants to do things the way it wants to do things, and not let others tame it, right? This is that unbridled side in you, which is very experimental also, and experiential also. You love to experience things rather than just speak about them, rather than just witness them. You want to experience them. You want to be in that situation, be with that person, be in that energy. And I think it's time for you to embody that, no matter what it is, no matter how unethical it looks to people. I feel like it's time for you to tap into it for yourself without harming anybody, right? So this is about experimenting with yourself. And that is what your inner weirdo wants to do. It wants to unleash itself and experiment on itself in some way. Let it do that. Open the door to spirit, because that is the door within you that allows you to be who you are without fear of being liked by someone based on what they will think, based on what they will judge, right? Those things really limit us. And I feel like this aspect of you is really pissed off at you, and this inner weirdo in you is pissed off at you because you have stopped it for so long, and it really wants to fly free, and it feels like you have caged it in some way, right? That animalistic primal side in you wants to be explored is what I'm getting. Okay, pile 4. I feel like that boundless side to you, that side of you that feels lucky, that feels like traveling, that feels like risk-taking, that feels like it's tactless yet it's winning, that feels like it's self-righteous, Those aspects of you have been shunned, have been, suppressed. And it could be due to other people in your life fearing taking risks, fearing being adventurous, fearing being bad, quote unquote bad, according to society, right? And what we as society need to learn the most is that there is good within the bad, and there's bad within the good. That's the yin and yang, literally, like the basic principles of life, right? So I think that's what you're meant to learn, and that's how you're meant to experiment this on yourself without harming anybody, exploring the deepest parts of yourself that is so adventurous that it wants to explore every dark and light side of yourself, of your deep self, right? So this unethical side here, it says don't sacrifice your morals for money as well. So pile 4, I feel like there is an aspect of you that has no morals. I feel like there's a side of you which is so rebellious. It's like, fuck morals, fuck ethics, right? And if you can use that side of yours to tap deeper into your spirituality, to tap deeper into your subconscious mind, to understand the dark, evil energy and what it is and why it exists and things like that. I feel like there's that depth to you in terms of knowledge, in terms of philosophy, in terms of wisdom. I feel like it's time for you to tap into that knowledge and wisdom and experience that for yourself in every way. And let yourself be that unbridled, unethical little weirdo that you are, right? In your own fashion, without being harmful to anybody. That's what I mean. If you're harming somebody, I will never, ever accept that. And I know that on my channel there are, people, whoever's attracted to me cannot just harm somebody for the sake of it, right? So yeah, this is what you're meant to channel in order to release all the fears of being liked and be that authentic, unbridled, and unapologetically you. All right, that's what I'm getting for you, pile 4. So thank you so much for tuning into my reading. If you really resonated with this message, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your personal experiences and whether this reading resonated with you or not. Also, if you would like to book a private reading with me, the details are in the description box, along with my PayPal donation link as well as my Amazon wishlist links. Alright, my loves, if you're feeling extra generous, you can definitely donate in any of those. Alright, my loves, thank you so much, and I really enjoyed your pile. Peace.